The Honorable, the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Service NL.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm just going to spend a few minutes on this, Madam Chair, and this is a bill for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador to borrow. And of course, I just push it off as the member who's a rookie. He just don't understand what this bill is. It's give us to borrow. And I'll just give you an example. There hasn't been a member over yet who said, here's what we need in our district for capital works, for roads. How are we going to do it if you don't stand up and say, yes, we need to borrow this money?
It's funny how that works.
You could stand up, Madam Chair, you could stand up as much as you like and rant, but at least speak to the bill. Speak to the bill. And I was not going to bring politics into it, but the members' office are talking about here's what we're doing over here. How about the 1,300 people who were laid off last year? Does that make a big difference? How about the 1,300? Now you're going out to rallies, oh, what a sin. 1,300 people were laid off, gone out through the door. All of a sudden, we're the big bad bullies, the same people who laid off twice as many that's laid off on this side. And I tell you, and Madam Chair, I don't usually get too upset, but I can tell you, I know the member here in Coley's Point, the school, and the member there for Conception Bay, East Bellal, Madam Chair. Well, wherever he's from, the Conception Bay, Bellal.
Yeah, there you go.
Here's the hypocrisy, Madam Chair. Here's the hypocrisy.
Again,
He's standing up. This member standing up and saying, how about Coley Point School? You can't vote for the budget. Where was Glenn Littlejohn for the last 3 years, Madam Chair, when the school wasn't done? Where was Glenn Littlejohn? Did you see him stand up and say, oh, I can't vote for the budget? How hypocritical. Here's what's something even worse. Do you know the member, Madam Chair, the Minister of Transportation and Works who was supposed to do the design for the school was the same member who's asking questions, why isn't the school done? The same member who had it in his office to do the design work for the school for Coley's Point, and he delayed it himself personally, Madam Chair. Now, and he's standing up now asking to be being the big hero for Coley's Point, when he personally, as the minister, supposed to get the design done, never got it done. Now, Madam Chair, I don't mind here, but when you want to attack someone in this House, especially someone who's coming in and is the first year and haven't got the history some of us got, and I know what the minister did. I know what this minister did last year with capital works, with highways for the Bay of Islands, Madam Chair. So don't speak to me about being fair and honest. 2 days before the tender, he told the department, take back the $500,000 for the Bay of Islands. There was a place there called Plant Hill. There was 2 accidents there this winter, and he personally got the money and take it back 2 days before the tender. And Madam Chair, you know how I know that? I went out from orders from the department to measure off what the priorities were. We did that, myself and the regional manager. And when you get in government, you can see who did what. He personally. And this is the same member who was the Minister of Transportation and Works, who's now saying, oh, you can't vote for the budget because Coley Point's not into it. But Glenn Littlejohn stood up there, clapped every time the budget came through. And there's the same minister who sat right there, Madam Chair, and wouldn't even do the design work for the Coley's Point School. How hypocritical. Hypocritical. And now, Madam Chair, this bill here is about borrowing the money for the budget. Now, we heard here what's good in the budget. Now, I haven't got time to go through it all. I'll just look at municipal affairs. And I hear the leader of the opposition, and I hear a few more over there, but how about Ottawa? I can tell you one thing. This Premier wasn't sitting outside the doors of the Prime Minister with minus 20 degrees out because he kicked him out of the office, Mr. Speaker. Here's what this Premier got done with Minister Judy Foote. Here's what he got done. First of all, there was $34.9 million. They didn't even sign off on it. Didn't even bother. The only province in Canada that didn't even sign off on it. Didn't have time. That wasn't a priority. $34.9 million in the province. Oh. Judy Foote and the other MPs from Newfoundland and Labrador, Madam Chair, has come through with a Canada Bill Fund, with a Green Fund, with a picnic fund, Madam Chair, that there's going to be over $600 million of capital works in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. And Madam Chair, this is not a knock, and I know the members opposite, and I sat down with them and say, look, what can we do to help your district? I'm not knocking, because that's what you should do. That's what you should do. But this is what this bill is for, so we can do the things. And I know the leader of the opposition got up and tried to embarrass us, and say, every day they came ask for more and more and more. Don't you find that hypocritical? How many of you guys have to come over and say, here's what we need? But I don't blame you. That's part of being an MHA. But you should tell your leader that. You should tell your leader that's part of your duties of an MHA, to bring the concerns to the government. I applaud you for it. I sit down, I do it. I did it last year myself. I'm perfect. I can't wait for you to get up at her. But that's what bothers me. That's what bothers me, Madam Chair. I'll tell you another thing that bothers me, Madam Chair. I'll tell you another thing that bothers me.
Order, please.
And when we get in there, Madam Chair, and you find out a few things. And this is all for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. You want to talk about the mess we got to clean up here on this side of the house? Talk about the mess. I'll give you one little mess. There was $20 million put aside for 3 years, capital works, $20 million put aside. The member from Mount Pearl North started. In 2 years, the $30 million for capital works was all spent in 2 years. They sent out letters to every municipality. They sent out a letter to every municipality last year saying we need the letters in by November 3rd for capital works. There wasn't 1 cent in the budget for the capital works. Not 1 penny. And you know something? The member from Mount Pearl North, the same one is over saying, oh, you broke your promise. Oh, where's the hospital in Corner Brook? Where you walked out there and said it will start in 2015. You made a commitment. And you got the hypocrisy to stand up here and say, oh, you broke a commitment? Check Twitter, he's responding. This is just unbelievable. Look, I don't mind having a debate. I don't mind having a debate whatsoever. And the leader of the opposition, the same one who walked out in Corner Brook, Madam Chair, a year ago when he was Premier, said we're starting a long-term care facility, and when we get in, there's not even a design done. Not even a design completed to put the tender. And then all of a sudden, we're hypocrites. We're hypocrites. I asked the member from Mount Pearl North to stand up if he never spent $30 million the first year in the capital works. Here's an opportunity. Now I'll table it. I'll table it. $30 million. It's supposed to be over 3 years. They spent it all in 2 years. Election coming up. Let's push it out. Frighten everybody and say, put in your money for capital works. Put in your money for capital works. Not 1 cent there. That's the kind of mess we got to clean up for the municipalities of Newfoundland and Labrador, Madam Chair. That's the kind of mess we got to clean up around here. I have no problem defending the budget. I know it's a tough budget. I'll be the first to say it. I know Barry Wheeler, good friend of mine. Barry had problems with it. You know what the media said? He said, the president of your association says it's a tough budget. I said, I agree with him. It is a tough budget. I'm not going to argue with that. It is a tough budget. But when you're faced with the facts that's put in front of you, you have to make tough decisions. You have to make tough decisions. I'll tell you one thing I won't do, Madam Chair. I'll tell you one thing I won't do. I won't put my head in the sand. Let Nelcor be able to control, spend. Have one budget here. Here's one budget, $2.1 billion. We get in. Oh, by the way, there's a second pot over here, which is another $700–800 million. No one even knew that there was a deficit, Madam Chair. And then you put it all together, we end up this massive budget that no one knew until we got in. We seen the second pot. I'll tell you one thing I won't do, and I'm sure I'm speaking for all members here. We won't put our head in the sand and do everything that everybody wants because it's the right thing to do. We need to do the proper thing. The proper thing, Madam Chair, is get our finances in order. And anybody who says to me it's a tough budget, I'm going to say I agree. I apologize for the measures that we had to take. But I can guarantee you one thing, Madam Chair. I guarantee you a lot of municipalities are going to be happy when they get water and sewer. A lot of municipalities are going to see when road work is done on a priority basis, not because some political hack don't like you or don't care. And so let's see who we can get elected. It's done on a priority basis, Madam Chair. And that's why I'm proud to stand with this government over here. I'm proud to stand with these members over here because I seen personally the stuff that went on, Madam Chair. And when you read every council and every municipality in this province say, we put in your money for capital works and not have none, it's just not right. They don't deserve it, Madam Chair. They
Order,
don't
please.
deserve it.
Order, please.
Thank you,
I
Madam
remind
Chair.
the members time is